Hi everyone, this is Matt Chapman from Fleetio. Today we're going to be talking about how you can automate the preventative maintenance process with modern solutions. Automate can be a daunting word to some. It sounds like we need to involve developers, resources, and a whole lot of time. But what I want you to hear when I say that word going forward is less work for me. Before we get started, I'd like to take a quick moment to introduce myself. I'm the Product Partnership Manager here at Fleetio. And over the last 8 years, I've worked with thousands of fleets in a variety of different roles. Currently, I spend my days developing potential partnerships that expand our product offering. To kick things off, we want to address the question of why first. Why would you rework your internal processes, go through the trouble of changing how you manage maintenance, and for better still, change the way you do business, right? According to an industry survey, 55% of fleet managers agree that their fleet costs are higher than necessary. 81% of fleet decision makers agree they could get more tasks done if they automated and digitized more processes. And 55% of fleet decision makers are frustrated by miscommunication and inaccuracy when communicating with their team in the field. The first thing we want to address is the centralization of all fleet-related responsibilities and expenses. All of these inputs are connected, so it makes complete sense to improve visibility completely across the board. Once you have a system to help streamline your internal processes, then you can start to automate many aspects that would typically be handled manually. So you do a full evaluation to really see where the weak points are. This will not only save you an overhead, but it'll give you clean data. And never underestimate the value of certainty. When was your last oil change? When should you be due for the next service? How much downtime did you incur across the fleet for a given time period? Which vendors are giving us the best rates? Which vehicles are we spending more money on? And where's that spend going? Our goal at Fleetio is to help you quickly and confidently answer those questions and do so in the click of a button or in just a few minutes. Maintenance, like many other things in the fleet ecosystem, is based on a cycle. When we break out these different elements, you can quickly see how minimal improvement in each area can save you time and money and energy. Fleetio allows you to enhance your fleet maintenance processes, whether they're in-house and you're doing your own work with mechanics, technicians, and parts, or you're outsourcing to vendors. Immediately upon setting up your vehicle in our system, we have a VIN registry that will automatically suggest your preventative maintenance schedule based off of those OEM requirements. So helping you follow exactly what that manufacturer requests. With one click, you can establish that as a service program. You can apply that to one or many vehicles, and you'll be able to see per week what is coming due based off of our vehicle utilization projections. Automated triggers for preventative maintenance reminders will alert the appropriate people in advance, while the DVI or defects coming from inspections, engine faults and recalls, the more just-in-time type notifications, they're going to come to you as they occur. So you'll be able to get those if there are exceptions and problems. You can quickly schedule your maintenance using our digital shop network, or you can also plan, assign, and perform in-house maintenance by creating and tracking activity through the online work orders that we provide. Once maintenance is completed, the notifications that are currently inactive or active for your vehicles would automatically reset to the next instance. The data captured during that service, you'll have a variety of metrics that come with that beyond simply what you paid on a line item basis. To wrap it all up, the final and most important piece of the puzzle is to analyze and improve your entire fleet maintenance process with our robust reporting. You can see this componentized spend, total cost of ownership reporting, and trend analysis. The beauty of this is you'll see it all in one system with each step connecting to the other as we've highlighted. We are beyond the days where one system can really do everything your fleet needs and most importantly, do it well. The best approach here in 2021 is to use the best of breed solutions that complement one another. A good example of this is our GeoTab integration, where we pull important data from the vehicle that specifically applies to the maintenance cycle and make use of it in Fleetio. This ensures that your vehicles are current across systems and that just-in-time notifications about those vehicle diagnostics, the failed inspections coming from the GeoTab Drive app, and other time-sensitive items are communicated seamlessly. These trouble tickets, or issues as we would call them in our system, they're tracked all the way to resolution with time and date stamps and giving you full visibility there. So you'll have connectivity between the problem and the solution with details about spend, the time it took to fix it, the downtime incurred on the vehicle, and more. For the predictable updates like odometer, engine hours, and location, you can sit back and relax knowing that Fleetio will update automatically and can pull the latest data at any time. Note that you can also find this information and more on our GeoTab Marketplace page. A big part of communicating effectively is making sure that the information that your team receives is relevant. Otherwise, it'll eventually become white noise and things will start slipping through the cracks. With Fleetio, you can completely customize the way that important updates are communicated based off of the role of the individual, the permissions they're given, and certainly the different record types in question. Drivers only receive specific notifications regarding their vehicles, and that applies even if they move around the fleet and are assigned to different assets. Exception handling, it's a detailed and collaborative process, right? But we can really enlighten that with Fleetio and our mobile app. You have direct connectivity to the operator, and they can add commentary to a working ticket from anywhere using that mobile app. They can also take pictures of any issues. They can automatically have an inspection, key a next step, so the correct people are notified, a ticket is created, pictures are attached to that ticket so you know exactly what the inspection problem is, and then you can take it from there. But the push notifications, the email alerts, and the account-based inboxes that we provide in Fleetio, they really enable employees to receive information in the way that best suits them, and that's ideal. If you are outsourcing maintenance to vendors, and most of our customers do, then you would most certainly benefit from a digitized experience. With our approach, you currently have 50,000 shops available in the US that are at your disposal. Here's how it works. Number one, reminders in our schedule view will let you know when you're coming due for service. Simply click into our shop directory map in the mobile or web view to find a vendor near you. Shops are classified by proximity, services that they provide, and then the vehicles that they can accommodate, so you can easily search the network and set preferences for your staff. Many providers offer pre-negotiated discounts for our customers, so you can immediately realize that savings over a typical transaction. Once the driver arrives and that repair order is created by the shop, your management team will digitally approve, or you can go ahead and set predetermined levels of spend and services that you'll allow. So then, it cuts down on that time to approve. But when you get the RO from the shop, you'll be able to see everything that they're proposing and then be able to click line by line what services you will allow and you won't allow. When the work is finished, we immediately upload the detailed RO to Fleetio with complete analysis of labor, parts, and componentized spend. Your PM reminders will also reset automatically. Instead of having to manage a multitude of vendor relationships, you'll get one consolidated bill from us every 30 days. What customers really like about this approach is they have complete control and visibility when it comes to their spend. They're not leaving it up to drivers to just swipe a credit card and make decisions on the fly. If you are paying someone to manage this on your behalf, then you may lose a lot of that clarity. Many of our Fleetio customers employ their own technicians and they manage parts as well, so we want to accommodate that. The idea of a work order has traditionally been the sheet of paper that's passed through the shop step by step, eventually making its way to completed status and it's logged or filed away by management. But there's a better way. With an online system like Fleetio and our app-based tools, you can cut down on the time to complete the work, to document, and certainly to report on what was done. That's the most important piece. Fleetio Go, our mobile app, has a built-in barcode scanning functionality for adding parts. So you can do that straight onto the work order in the line item specifically. We have clock in, clock out features that give insight into the time it takes for your mechanics to complete the work on a line item basis. And with this direct connectivity to the inventory management system in Fleetio, any use of a part can immediately update the current stock levels, while our system constantly updates your team on what low or out of stock items need to be reordered. From there, our purchase order feature completes the cycle. We capture vendor detail, historical reorder information, and return the quantity received right back to the digital shelves for use. Although total cost of ownership, it's not really our primary focal point today in analyzing that spend, we certainly want to understand that that's an end goal, right? And a lot of the things that we include inherently with Fleetio make that very achievable with pretty little effort. If you can plug into the maintenance spend, which we've talked about how to do that, you can capture fuel automatically. We have fuel card integrations with some of the major players. And then you can also track miscellaneous expenses, tolls, fines, scheduled depreciation on your vehicles, and have all of that sewn up in one place, and that place being Fleetio. So you'll know exactly where you stand from an accounting standpoint. But what it means once you get to that level is you can really do a lot more with the data. So here's some of the things that you'll be able to accomplish once you are looking more clearly at TCO. Number one, right sizing your fleet. So you can select the vehicle or asset that most perfectly fits the application. That's in both functionality and cost. Wouldn't it be great to know that you're not overspending for an asset that really has more capability than you actually need, right? So let's make sure that it's specific to the application. How should you acquire vehicles? Most folks just say, hey, I'm going to buy, I'm going to lease, and not really put a lot of thought into why. But is buying the better choice? Would you rent at a lower cost? Is leasing more insightful for how I'm managing that vehicle. So at the end, if you have reports and you can leverage that information about fixed versus variable costs, this can really be a fairly easy decision to make. How long could you or should you keep the vehicles in your fleet? So a lot of companies, they have a generic process. It's purely a guess in a lot of cases. 60,000 miles, I've heard a lot. Drive the vehicle until it breaks. That's great until it isn't. And then with our vehicle utilization analysis, we're really shedding light on that. So our customers have the ability to see life cycle projection at their fingertips. As situations change, vehicle data evolves over time, our optimal window for vehicle disposal changes dynamically. So you'll be able to see at any point in time when would be the best time to dispose of that vehicle. Evaluating how to manage maintenance, a lot of fleets go all in on outsourcing, or they're going to manage it in-house, except for maybe warranty work. It would be great to know which is the better approach. When you have apples to apples and you can really boil it down to dollars and cents, then you have an informed decision. So with all factors involved, would it be better to outsource some services or internalize some services? And you can really make those educated decisions with the right kind of data. The alternative fuel strategies, we don't hear that as much, but it is coming up more and more because those options are presenting themselves. So proactive fleet managers, they're always asking the question of, how could I improve? Maybe electrification is the way to go. An alternative fueling strategy. Maybe it's just the time in which you're servicing or fueling the vehicle. You can really get into the nitty gritty pretty quickly and really make some pretty big gains on how you're operating the fleet. One aspect of Fleetia that we take a lot of pride in is our communication with customers. This has been true since day one. We're constantly listening to feedback, assisting with any questions they have, and ensuring that they get the most out of their subscription. We do have a longtime customer. They're called JW Danforth, and they're based out of New York. I had the pleasure of working with them initially when they came on board. It's been awesome to see how they've grown with our system. So as Fleetio's evolved, their use of it has too. And connecting to Geotab is one of those things that immediately reduce their need for data entry. So we ingest their vehicle health data. They know what's happening across systems. This then ties directly to their use of the maintenance network, where they have drastically cut down on the effort needed to manage their vendor relationships. They have the freedom to use a multitude of shops in all the areas they do business. So they're very spread out as far as what areas they're serving. So all of those interactions are going to have the same end result, with a consolidated bill and certainly clean reporting to go along with it. To wrap up our overview today, I want to highlight the features that can really make a difference when it comes to digitizing your fleet operations. Whether you go with Fleetio or another vendor, here's what you need to ask for. Number one, ease of use. This is key because if you can't get your employees to use a system, then what good does it actually do for you? Switching or adding a new software provider can be a tough process. Getting that immediate buy-in and eliminating those mental hurdles can really improve your chances for success. You also want a platform that can be flexible with your needs. Not all businesses and fleets are created equal, but you can create a solid foundation, take that and really make it your own as you go, with specific requirements and things that are very particular to your particular business and your fleet as well. Number two, affordability. Cash flow is a huge part of your business. It is with every fleet, and you want to see the ROI as soon as possible. So why would you throw down a giant sum of money without seeing quick results? Fleetio's price per asset, we include unlimited users. So as your fleet and your company grow, the platform expands with you. This makes it super easy to budget accordingly. Number three, complete visibility. This is your data. Take ownership of it, make the most out of it, and the insights that a centralized platform can provide. If you're paying a team of people to manage your fleet, are you really getting that visibility, or do you have to actually ask for access to that level of detail? Can you get that at a moment's notice, or does that require a meeting? Nobody knows your fleet better than you do, but you may be surprised at the insightful metrics from a platform that will give you the confidence to escape those assumptions. Number four, eliminate data entry. Time equals money. Simply put, let the platform do the work for you. Not only will automation cut down on the energy that you need to track useful data, but it will also increase the likelihood that your information is clean, as we keep touching on. Bad data is useless and can sometimes be even more frustrating than no data at all. I can tell you that firsthand. Eliminate the need for manual human input, and you're going to immediately see that difference. Number five, vendor discounts and transparency. Managing vendor relationships can seem like a never-ending battle. Negotiating pricing, scheduling, doing a lot of things that are really overhead and not something that's scalable in a lot of cases. At Fleetio, we pre-negotiate rates with vendors, and our customers are the direct beneficiaries of that. You could leave it up to a third-party company to tell you that you're saving money, or you could actually see the proof of that with your own eyes. And lastly, the streamlining of approvals. Since we added our Fleetio maintenance network, we've had 0 disputes. Why? Because our customers can clearly see what is being proposed. They can predetermine what they will allow and what they will not allow from a service standpoint. If a repair ticket needs manual approval, we show full detail to the customer so they can make an informed decision. Our process is time-tested and proven to reduce the amount of time your vehicles are sitting there waiting on work to be performed. Ultimately, we believe that Fleetio is much more powerful for you if it's driving the way you work, not just storing information for you. Our solution has the power to change the habits for better while making buy-in as easy as possible. Fleet management is a team sport, and we're in the business of creating winners for the long run. I want to thank everybody for their time today. It's been a pleasure sharing our approach to fleet management with you. We'll be happy to take any questions, and you can always reach out for more information. Contact us via partners@fleetio.com or simply visit our website to check us out. Thank you.